y'all, I'm Uncle Lila and this is Uncle Lila Plans. If you're a returning subscriber, thank you so much for coming back. And if you're new here, I hope you enjoy. So in today's video, we have a very exciting video. We're going to be setting up my 2026 Passport Horizontal Compact Full Year Common Planner from Sterling Ink. The Passport size is the smallest one that she sells. It's a wee bit shorter than the Pocket, and it only comes in compact, which means it only comes with about 120 note pages, whereas the Full Year comes with enough pages essentially for a day per page. So I got the mulberry color for the cover, and the cover itself is this smooth texture. If you're a texture person, it's a very smooth texture. I really like it as far as feel goes, but I will be putting a clear cover on this. I have this folder from the Coffee Monster Co. with all the goodies we're going to be using for our setup, and pretty much everything we're using is from the Coffee Monster Co. And the reason for that is this was essentially a super low buy planner setup. I didn't want to have to buy a bunch of things from a bunch of different stores because I already had everything I needed. Literally, the only thing I got was some items from Black Friday and then the Year of the Horse sticker. So literally everything else I already had in my collection. So we're going to be using what we have and shopping our stash, and that's where we're getting all of our items from. Also, you'll notice the background is a little bit different. The light in my living room is completely shot, and I don't have a ladder tall enough to get up there and change it. So I have to figure out how to get a taller ladder and get up there and change my light bulbs. So we're in my bedroom for right now. So this is essentially my TV stand we're doing this on, but it's like a table that I keep my TV in my bedroom on. So we're going to pull everything out. And then this is what the front of the folder looks like. And I've just been keeping all my goodies for my setups in my folders. So I have done some preliminary setup in here just to get kind of ready for this. So we're doing more decor / setting up the months, but I will go through what I've already set up. So this is what the front and back washi dashboard looks like. Because it's on the go, I had this city washi tape from the Coffee Monster Co. I really love it. I think it's really nice. And it's the same for the back. And if we flip through, that's blank. Well, actually, we'll do the flip through once we set up the planner. Yeah, we'll do that. So yeah, okay. So this is the sticker I've chosen to go on the front. The world is lucky to have you. And this is a very neutral setup. There's very limited color, and it's very neutral, and I really like that. I have one very colorful setup this year and one neutral setup. So I always like to have, and of course you're not going to want to cooperate with me, I always like to have one, I'll zoom you in so you can see all the goodness. Okay. Words really hard. I like to typically have one very colorful, bright, happy, fun setup and then one more neutral setup, just because it's kind of like the aesthetics that I buy. So because I decided this is like an on the go and we're out and about, which I'm obsessed with this. I'm so obsessed with this. We're going to be doing it to kind of go with the vibe. So this is just and I only ever do one giant sticker on the front. And there we go. So that is the sticker for the front. I don't ever put anything on the back. As you can see, the back says Common Planner by designed by Sterling Ink. So because we have the washi dashboards already, I'm going to go ahead and put the clear cover on, which I have from Lauren Phelps Design. So I'm going to pause this really quick and I'll be back. Okay, so this is the cover. Sorry about the bright light there. So I decided to go with The World is Lucky to Have You. It just really spoke to me and the things that I'm focusing on this year, what I'm going to be going with. So this just really spoke to me and I really liked it. So that's why I wanted it to be on my cover. If you watched my planner set up for my N2 from last year, this was on the inside of my N2. But I just feel like having this little reminder every time I pull out my planner is really nice. So we have our washi dashboard, and then I already have the card I want to put in the front. This is from Planning with Kay. Why are you not focusing again? It says persevere. Come on. Persevere to continue to make an effort to do or achieve something, even when it is difficult or takes a long time, which is essentially something I'm going to be doing this year. So I've talked before about the kind of goals that I'm thinking of setting and the kind of things I'm going to work on this year. And the thing I'm going to work on this year is getting out of survival mode. This has been something that I've been continuously working on as far as changing my mindset, as far as ensuring my resources and things like that. And it's not been a linear experience, but it's something I've been working very hard on, and it's something that I am very much looking forward to changing my mindset shift. So to persevere, to get through and kind of get out of that mindset is definitely something I'm really working on, and this really spoke to me for this year. So essentially what I did was I went through everything that I owned, every sticker, every seal, washi tape, planner card, journaling card, literally every piece of planner paraphernalia ephemera that I own. I went through and just waited for it to speak to me. If it spoke to me, it's going in my setups. And if it didn't, I'll save it for next year. So this is just something that really spoke to me that I'm really excited about. So on these pages, I've decided I'm going to do these 2 stickers. And then I'm thinking of doing a This Belongs somewhere in here, but I don't know where I want to put it. I might put it in the front of the corner. I haven't decided yet. But I have these 2 stickers here. I'm obsessed with chickens, so I'm going to put this over here so I can see like my little birdie obsession. It's just a little emoji writing on a duck with a little chicken or a duckling and then a chicken on top. It's really cute. And then this is a Journaling with Cats vinyl. She also has a dog version. I don't know how I ended up with 2 cat ones. I think I just ordered them or they were freebies or something. I'm not sure. But this reminds me of my niece. So my niece Ellie is obsessed with cats. Cats are her favorite. And this looks like her cat Cuddles. And this one reminds me of a cat that the first cat we ever had when I was a kid. So this is a really heartfelt sticker to me, and just having it in the front is just something I'm really looking forward to seeing every day. So that's the kind of setup we're going through. And I'm also going to show you what I've already set up and what supplies I'm going to be using for my passport. Excuse my voice. It has been literally freezing here. Like the other day it was literally negative like 4, and it's starting to warm up. It's going to be a whole balmy 38 today. So my voice is a little scraggly just due to the drainage and whatnot. So just excuse my voice, please. And apparently my inability to get stickers. Jeez, oh Pete's, hold on. Come on. There we go. Okay. So the Ellie sticker goes down right there. And I think that's really cute. Okay. And then over here, sorry for moving you guys. There's a couple things I'm going to lay down. So I have these 2026 vinyls. So I ordered my Year of the Horse, and then I ordered my 2026 vinyls. So I'm going to be putting the horse in the middle, and I'm going to put a 2026 vinyl either over top of it or on or below it. Yeah, I think we'll put 2026 right there. And possibly put it straight for once. And just have the horsey kind of chilling there. I'm thinking of maybe doing both, because there's 3 2026s on here, and I have another colorway for, yeah, we'll do both. I have another colorway for my other planner, so we're gonna do both. Just to make sure we use them, because we literally cannot use them after this, because there's only one 2026. And maybe line it up with, oh, geez, oh, Pete's. Oh my gosh, I literally did not breathe. Okay. And we're just gonna... That's much better. I might have to glue that down later, but that's a later me problem. And then we'll put the horse in the middle for a Year of the Horse. And then over here, I have my important dates already set up. And I was gonna write my word of the year up here, which I totally forgot to do. Should I bring my pen in? I did. Point forward, okay. And I couldn't decide if I wanted my if I wanted my word of the year to be transition or transformation. but I think I'm going to go with transition. So 1 second. Okay. So I think I'm going to go with transition, but I want to like write it like real big and nice. So I am going to actually wait to write it there. Okay. And then on the inside, I have on these blank pages, you could use them as a pigeon board, as a letter to yourself. I use these as affirmations and aspirations, and you can go ahead and screenshot if you like. These are just some affirmations that I found that I really like. It's some aspirations I'm going to be working towards for this year. Again, if you had seen any of my 2025 setup, they seem kind of similar, but also some new ones. And these are just things I'm going to read to myself every day so I can keep this in focus. And then these are my goals for the year. I put a little emoji sticker in the goals section. I wrote down, essentially I took it as, what do I want my life to look like someday? And then if this is the someday, what is that going to look like a year from now? So if this is the ultimate goal, this is success. What does that look like a year from now? A half a year from now, a quarter from now, a month from now, a week from now, a day from now. And then these are things I'm going to do in order to achieve this. And it's not something I don't know if I can achieve this within a year. I hope I can. But again, these are just things that really spoke to me, that were on my heart, that I really thought I really needed to focus on this year. So these are just things I'm focusing on because those are things that spoke to me this year. And then I have my tracker key that I worked on. So essentially I'm going to be tracking 3 things: my period, the amount of water I've consumed, and how much of my to-do list I got done. So the dots coordinate with the amount. So I have red for my period, and I have the ocean color in, which I don't know why this is super green and that's super blue. That's really weird. But this dot, it represents 40 ounces of water drank. This is 80 ounces water drank. And these are all the clean zig color dot markers. So I have red ocean, blue bonnet for 80 ounces, blue for 120, and denim for 160. And then for the percentage of my to-do list, if I get half my to-do list done, it's candy pink. If I do 75%, it's in hyacinth. And if I do 100%, it's violet. And I just have down here what I'm tracking in case I forget. So I wrote down the color, and then I put the little dot marker just so I could see what it looked like. And that is essentially what this is going to look like at the end of the year. And then I messed up spelling the word remember literally almost every single time I wrote it down. I didn't notice until my boyfriend pointed it out, because I was showing him because I was really excited with what I did so far. And thankfully he pointed it out so I didn't look like a fool when I went to go to show this to you guys. So I have my 3 important things I'm remembering, and each remembering thing has something to do with the quarter. So like my quarterly bills and then my yearly bills. These are things that are going to come out in January, like my Nintendo Switch subscription. I'm trying to see which bills I can move on to a yearly basis and then pay them in January. And then from then on, they will be yearly based bills to take things off my monthly. So I want to focus on, because pretty much every single month of the year I have a birthday of some kind. So I want to focus on the gifts and cards I need to get, remembering my quarterly bills, like my phone, planner subscriptions, and then my yearly bills. And that's where we're going to focus. These are things we need to focus on for this quarter as reminders. And then this is my expense and pay tracker, which, yeah, so this is just going to be like how much I spent throughout the day. And then if it's a payday, I'm going to mark it. I did not mark these already because I'm unsure if I'm continuing with my part-time job or if I'm getting another one somewhere else, and those paydays might be different. So they haven't released the payday calendar yet for my current position. I know when I'm going to get my first paycheck in January, but I don't know the rest of the pay cycle after that. I'm assuming it's essentially on the same 2-week cycle, but once the official schedule is posted, I will go ahead and put those in. And I'm just going to do a green dot on the day that the payday's on, and then the expenses are going to go in the other line. And that's what it looks like for every quarter. And then for this quarter, I didn't have anything additional to remember because this is kind of a slow time period. This is when school is out for I work at a university. This is during summer break. So there's nothing really important to focus on as far as work or goals or anything outside of the typical goals or anything else additional I need to remember to focus on or save money for or whatever. So we still have the getting the gifts and remembering the quarterly bills. And then for quarter 3, my birthday is in September. We have the Renaissance Fair that comes to our town in September. We typically have a Comic-Con that goes on in August. So I want to remember to prioritize the events in my birthday. And what I mean by that is focusing on making sure the money I'm saving is for those things. And if I'm like, ooh, I want to buy this thing, but I could buy that thing, or I could save the money for the Renaissance Fair. If I'm keeping it as a daily focus, because my goal is to go through and look at these daily, then I know that I need to focus on remembering my events and my birthday versus doing a little splurge here and there. And it's the same for Q4, where we have the gifts and the quarterly bills, but we also have birthdays and holidays because we have Thanksgiving, we have Halloween, we have Christmas, New Year's, Yule, Mabon. We have tons of birthdays. We have a bunch of events going on. We have a graduation celebration in December for work. So this is a very, very busy time period. So these are things I need to focus on. And remembering that I can start buying stuff in October for Christmas, so I can start getting stocking stuffers and candy and wrapping paper and all those types of things, and essentially be ready and prepared by December comes, instead of being like, oh no, it's December, what's everybody getting everybody? What does everybody want? Hey, I asked you back in August, what'd you want for Christmas? It's December, what'd you want for Christmas? So just keeping that in mind in October is going to really help me succeed in December. And then I still have my Post-it notes in here for stuff I haven't changed. I'm not sure if I want this to be like the same as my N2, where it's like a monthly, like a yearly overview of my bills. So I would set it up with washi tape and dates and all of that. I'm not sure if that's how I want it or not. I might. I'm not 100% sure. I'm thinking about it, or if I just want to have another December in here. I'm not sure. Okay. And then for the months, we're going to actually do something really fun. So I want to get a preliminary setup of my months. And what I mean by that is I'm going to have these minimally decorated, but enough decorated to where it's going to be like fun to use. So I'm going to select a washi tape for each single month, and then I'm going to go through and just decorate those. Now, I know which washi tapes I already want to use, but I am not sure if I want to go ahead and do that with you on this video, because we're already almost 17 minutes in. And it's just laying down a couple strips of washi, so we'll go ahead and do that. So I have my handy dandy Coffee Monster Co. ruler, and I have my Coffee Monster Co. washi tape here. 1 second. So you might hear Briar barking a lot. I live above my rental office, and they had a pipe burst because of the freezing cold, and the pipe burst and the water froze. So I've not had water pretty much all day. So people have been coming in and out fixing things. So she's been on high alert literally all day long. So we're just going to power through that, and hopefully she will chill out. But if you hear her barking in the background, it's just because she's on high alert and taking her guard dog duty extremely seriously, which, you know, she should be. So we're going to go through and collect the washies we want. So one of my favorite washies is this really dark midnight blue, almost like a sapphire or lapis lazuli blue. I love using this for January. So this is what we're going to use for January. We're just going to line it up. And depending on how long this takes me, we might do different, we might not do it all together, but we'll see. And I'm just going to do one strip for now. Should I move it up? Maybe and cover up the day. Yeah, I think I like that a little bit better. If I can get it straight. Okay. And this is very similar to my setup for last year. And the reason I decided to do it this way, I was thinking about getting the kits that Helen had released for 2026. I was thinking about going in and getting the kits that she had released for 2025 because I didn't use those. But I didn't want to have to go, I didn't want to have to go and spend a lot of money on planners and stickers and setups and everything. And I just wanted to be able to use my stash and what I had. And this is a great use of washi tape because I have a lot of it and I want to make sure that I use it all before like it's not usable anymore. Like the whole point of having all these beautiful things is to use them. So why would I buy these sticker kits if I have, yeah, I like that a lot better. We'll do that. Cover up the gates and just let that, yeah, that looks a lot better. Okay, so this is January. And then we're gonna use, I also have like a washi stand over here. This washi tape for February because it's like pink and pretty and I really like it. It's okay, Bri Bri. You're all right. You're a very good guard puppy. She's just on very high alert. And of course, I can't get it straight. I don't think I'll do all the months with you guys because this is taking me a lot longer than I anticipated. But I'm probably going to pause it, do the months, and then come back and show you. And explain why I chose each month. That's pretty. I like that a lot. And typically if it's somebody that I really love's birth month, like February is my little sister's birth month, I try to do a washi based on what they like. But she doesn't really like any of these, so we're just gonna go with the vibes. And I like the pink and the sugar, and it just feels very Valentine's Day-y to me. So we're gonna pause it. I'm gonna go do the rest of the washies, and then I'll be right back, okay? Okay, I'm back. That took a lot longer than I anticipated, but here are the washi tapes we're doing. So for January, we're doing this Midnight Sapphire Blue Sky. For February, we are doing this Sweets little washi tape that's really pink, and I love it. For March, we're doing this kind of Lucky Charms St. Patrick's Day type of washi tape. Super cute. For April, we're doing the monthly florals, which was released in pink and purple. April just kind of has like a purple feel to me, so we picked the purple one. May, I was convinced I had a yellow Winnie the Pooh washi tape, and that's what I really want to go here, but I can't find it. So I was thinking of doing this yellow fruits from the Coffee Monster Co. I was thinking of doing the green fruits and veg that was released in an advent calendar. I was thinking of doing this fairy tale washi or the planning time in the green. I really, really want to get the yellow Winnie the Pooh because I feel like that's what's going to go best here. But again, we are trying not to spend any money. So I thought I had it. I don't. I'm going to see if I can find it somewhere. But from what I could find of my washi tapes, I could not find it. So May is blank right now. For June, we have this ocean washi tape, which I'm obsessed with. It kind of reminds me of Flapjack, and I think it's the whale reminds me of Bubby. If you've never seen it, it was a show on Cartoon Network. Absolutely insane. My brother and I would watch it together, but this reminds me of that, and I really like the oceany thing for June. And then for July, this is my second favorite washi tape, is the nautical type of washi. I'm obsessed with it. I don't know why I love it so much. I just do. It's one of my favorites. For August, we went with the fairy tale theme. This had just released in the most recent sub box. So we have a dragon, a book, a fairy, crown, someone with a key. So this is fairy tale themed. For September, which is my birthday month, I went with one of my favorites, which is the cafe washi tape. I think I picked this again for September in my passport last year, but I really like it. For October, we went with the fall themed with the pumpkin spice emoji, the bear, the gourds, and the pumpkins. I did not have the Halloween washi tape. I used it all. So instead of having to go buy new stuff, I just used what I had. And then November is this kind of golden burnt sunset for the woodland themed. It gives very fall. Everything is kind of, you know, dying. Sorry about that. Briar heard a noise and had to go attack it. So we have this like burnt autumn woodlandscape for November. And then for December, we have the winter creatures washi tape. Again, I don't have any of the Christmas washi tape, so this is what I decided to go with. And then I've decided to leave January of next year and December of this year blank. I'm thinking I'm more than likely going to make the dashboards that I'm going to make in my N2, but do it for this. I think that's what I'm going to end up doing, because I don't see the point in repeating and putting a month in here when I don't have the weeks or the days to accompany it. So I think that's what I'm going to end up doing. So I can do that on a setup. We'll see if we do it at the end of this. Anyway, something also I forgot. I wanted to try to put this pocket at the front. So we're going to see if I can do that. Okay, put it right here. Excuse you, miss. Okay. All right, and we have a pocket right there. So I did forget to put that in there. Okay, so now that we got the months done, the weeks I'm just gonna leave here because again, this doesn't start until the official first week of January, so end of December. So I'm just gonna leave the weeks blank. And then what we're gonna do here is we're gonna set up 4 days per page. I'm gonna show you what I mean by that. So I'm going to get my ruler. I'm gonna draw a line straight down. So I don't know if you can see, but the pages have these like little dots up at the top and they split the page evenly, but it's not split evenly between horizontally, but it's split evenly vertically. So we're gonna split it even vertically and we're gonna try to do it evenly horizontally. And we're gonna do all of January. And I'll show you what I mean by that. Just gonna line that up. Line. Okay, so the page is now evenly split in half. Now we're going to count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 26, 27, 28, 29. Okay, so I want to go to row 14. So I want 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay, so I drew a little dot so I can make sure I did the row right. And I have this written out in my passport, but I don't want to get up and get it because it's just going to rile up Briar more. And just... Okay, not a perfect line, but essentially this is it. So we have the 4 days, okay? So I'm going to show you what I mean by that. So January 1st starts on a Wednesday, so we're going to do... Can you see? Yeah, you can still see. Okay, so we're gonna do second. We're gonna do Jan 3rd, Saturday, and 4th. And essentially we're going to do that for the whole year. So we're going to have 1 day per quadrant and then there's like this like little border of the grid pages. I'm going to use that to write my days in. I don't like the way I wrote that. I'll probably rewrite it, but you know, we live and we learn. And we're just going to do 2 pages together because I don't want this to take forever. Okay, and then if I'm seeing that right, yeah, that's even. Okay. Okay, so you already don't like it. Where's my, 1 second. No, it's right here. Okay. So we're actually gonna do this to where this is gonna make sense for my brain because that would mess me up. So we're gonna do the days in order. All right. Okay, so we have that. So we have Friday, Jan 3rd, Saturday, Jan 4th, and then we'll do the rest of the week down here. So we have Sunday, Jan 5th, Monday, Jan 6th, Tuesday, Jan 7th, and a Wednesday, Jan 8th. And that is essentially what the majority of my note pages are going to look like. So this whole first column is going to be like a little checkbox where I can check off when I did something, and then each thing's going to get a line. So essentially I have like 14 to-dos per day. I don't imagine myself getting doing 14 things off a to-do list every day. Now, I don't know if I'm going to count like my daily stuff I want to focus on, like washing the dishes, vacuuming. I might, just to give myself that little dopamine boost of like, hey, you did that. But essentially that is what my A5 Slim is for, my little task log. So that way I can write down everything I actually did, like all of the things, even if it's on my tracker. And then this is going to be for things I need to do outside of that tracker, if that makes sense. So instead of writing that, instead of like shower, check, like that's something I'm trying to do every day that's on my tracker. So I'll put that in my running task log so I can see all of that, because this isn't a lot of space and I don't want to fill it up with things I'm trying to do every single day, which is the whole point of the tracker in the first place. So I'm not rewriting all the things on my to-do list. However, especially if you have depression or you have executive function disorder or low dopamine production, which is most neurodivergent people, when you write down things that you did at the end of the day, instead of thinking, oh my gosh, I didn't get anything done on my to-do list, when you write down everything that you actually did that day, literally everything, and you can go back and look and be like, oh my gosh, I actually did so much more than what I thought I did, that like really helps you like continue to go for your goals and everything. So this is more like this is January 1st. What are the things I'm wanting to get done on January 1st? Do I want to blow cinnamon in my door? Do I want to go see people? Do I want to watch a movie? Like do a clean, like what do I want to do on these days? And then hopefully get that done. If I get that done, cool. If not, that's okay too. But then if what I actually did do, I'm going to write all that down. And it also doesn't have like the guilt of like the not checked off to-do list, if that makes sense, or like the shame of the not checked off to-do list. So then it's just solely what I actually did. And it's going to help with ensuring you stay on task and go for your goals and things of that nature. So that's essentially what all of this is going to be. So I'm going to go through and do all of January, and I'll show you what that looks like, and I'll be right back, okay? Okay. So I didn't do all of January, but I did a couple of pages. And what I'm thinking is I'm going to do all the way till July. So that's the half year mark. And I'm finding at the half year mark, I want to try new things. I want to do different things. And I just want to see if I can stay consistent. The reason I want to go ahead and set these up ahead of time is because while these are like essentially like little baby mini daily pages, I'm going to be doing stuff in my weeks that's going to start bulking up on this side. So it's going to be harder and harder to write. So I want to have the initial layout done so then we can do that. So essentially that's what a lot of the note pages are going to be. So I like to use the note pages at the beginning and at the end to make sure they get used, and then we'll meet in the middle for unused pages. And what I mean by that is we're going to do all the way through June. And if we want to change up how we're doing things, we can definitely do that. Or we might be in a good rhythm and set up July through December. But essentially in the middle is just going to be blank note pages where I can scrabble whatever I want. If I want to brain dump some things, if I want to write some things down while I'm out and about, shopping list, whatever, that's what I want to do. So at the back, I've done some on-the-go collection pages. So I hated the way I did this one. So there's a lot of white out here, but that's okay. We learn and we move on. So I did a lot of green because I felt like there wasn't a lot of green in my like washi tape decisions and things like that. So I wanted to use my green stuff, so that's why it's green. We're just feeling the green. So we have my passport planner routines. This is essentially everything I'm going to do every day when I come in this planner. So we're going to read our affirmations and aspirations. We're going to review our goals. We're going to fill in the tracker. We're going to review our quarterly pages. I need to write down quarterly page. We're going to review our month. We're going to review our weekly and fill it in whatever needs to be filled in. And you'll understand that once we do Plan With Me's together. We'll write down our daily to-dos and our priorities. So these are things we want to accomplish. And I'm leaving this blank. I might put a sticker in it later if it so moves me. I may just leave it blank. I don't know. There's nothing wrong with having blank space. So then we have my medications and my conditions. These are all things I'm taking and all things I've been officially diagnosed with. This is just in case I have a reaction or anything happens where I'm out and about and somebody needs this information. It's in my planner. The people who I go out and about with most know it's here, so we have that covered. And then I have my household trigger list. So these are all things for the household. If I'm like, hey, I feel like I'm forgetting something. What am I forgetting? I can review the list and be like, oh my gosh, I need hand soap, like whatever. So we have my household item trigger list. We have my food shop trigger list, which is essentially the same thing, but for ingredients. I had put a bunch of Coffee Monster Co. stickers in like the blank spaces, but I felt like it looked too busy and I kind of like the more minimalistic look of this. I might go back and put the stickers in. I may post on Instagram what it looked like, but I hated it. So I just took the stickers off. And then we're going to do more decor back here. So we have 2 big vinyls, and then we're going to do some additional things. So we're going to have this 2026 book vinyl just because it says 2026 on it, and I like books. So we're going to do that. Oh my goodness. Okay, I stick this in the middle, and then I'll show you what we're going to do. I should have cut off the white space. I should have fussy cut. Oh, dang nabbit. All right, hold on. Well, no, I guess it doesn't really matter. We're just going to do that just like this. And then I'll just cover up the white edges if needed. Okay, so does that look flipping crooked? Oh my gosh. You know what? It's just gonna have to be crooked. It's down. It is crooked. How are they supposed to live in a crooked house? But can I take it off without tearing the page? Or ruining the sticker. Okay, that wrinkled the page, but we'll cover it up with stickers, so it'll be fine. I literally didn't breathe when I did that, guys. Okay, and then the next one I'm doing is just this cafe journaling one. Something I aspired to do this year. There's actually a bunch of nice cafes downtown in like the big city I live near. So I'm thinking of going there and just doing some journaling just because. Okay, and then what we're gonna do additionally is we are going, now I can't decide if I'm gonna take these big ones or these little ones and do like, put the seal stickers down. So we'll do the book ones first because I know I'm gonna use those. So, do I wanna, hold on. Okay, I'm back. Again, Briar heard more noise. So, we're just gonna put down these seal stickers. And I have another page of these, so it's not like I'm using them, but I'm not like, you know, no one's gonna fit anywhere. And we'll do this closed book. Again, I don't think it's gonna fit. Flip. I know this one's gonna fit. I kinda wanna, that's too, all right, maybe I can turn it on its side and do it that way so it's a little bit different. Yeah, that's not the way it's supposed to go, but that's the way I'm gonna have it go. That's cute, I like that. Okay, and now we have some cafe stickers, we have some coffee stickers. So let's see, what do we want to do? Here's my dilemma. I like the teddy bear and the mug. I like the emoji with the with reading with the latte. I think we'll do this one. There was another noise. Briar must go inspect. So we'll do this one right here. And we have this like cafe bag with the coffee to go, which I think is really cute. And then because we use 2 cafes, we'll do 2 coffee ones. I just have to see what fits. Does this one fit? That one kind of fits, but also kind of not really. This one fits. That'd be really cute. Have 2 cups of coffee in the corner. Yeah, I think we'll do that. Okay, so this is what our back page is looking like. Very adorable. And then we have this. And there's a couple of things I'm thinking of putting in here, but this is for sure one of them. So my boyfriend and I are really into collecting Pokemon cards. I was into collecting Pokemon cards, and so was he separately. I had actually owned a card shop with my ex-boyfriend, and we had got packs, and we had pulled this card, the same exact card from the same exact pack. Same exact pack. Goodness gracious. So it's not that this is my favorite Pokemon. I think it's actually really ugly. I'm thinking of putting another card in here, but for now, this is the one I'm going to put in here just because I think it's so cute and so adorable. And something else I was thinking of putting back here is, which I know. I love the Labubus. I know a lot of people hate them, but I'm obsessed. And this is actually the first one I ever got, and it was Happiness, which I thought was really funny because they make me happy. So I was thinking of sliding this in here too and having like just a little reminder of the things that I love kind of moment, you know, and having it like that. But I'm not sure, but we can come back to that. So we're going to do a quick little flip through of what we have so far for the planner. Yeah, I really love this setup, guys. And I think I am going to do a monthly bills setup, and I'll show you what that's going to look like. So hold please. Okay, so we're going to do a final flip through of the planner. I went ahead and set up the months, and I'll show you what I mean, what I was talking about. So this is our cover. The world is lucky to have you. And it's just a pretty basic cover with just one sticker. We open it up to our washi dashboard, our Persevere journaling card, and then our little sticky pocket. We then have the birds and the cat journaling die cut vinyl. We then have our 2026 page and our important dates. Again, this is going to have the word of the year up at the top. Okay, and then we have our affirmations and aspirations page. We have our goals pages. We have our tracker with our tracker key. We have our quarterly pages, which is going to be important reminders, and our expense tracker. Okay. And then this is what I was talking about. So the date stickers have come from Sadie Stickers, and then it's just Coffee Monster Co. washi tape. But this is going to be like all of my bills. For essentially, this is what, so like on the 1st, Brent's always due. On the 20th, what's due there. On the 31st, what's due there. And then on the sides here, I'm going to write down my quarterly and my yearly bills and how much those are and how much I need to save per month. And then whatever doesn't have a bill on it, like if I consistently see like the 16th doesn't have a bill on it, and it's usually around, doesn't fall around a bill heavy period, I will divide whatever that monthly cost is by 12, and then put down how much I need to save per month. So when January hits the following year, I have the total amount saved up because I paid for it monthly, if that makes sense. And essentially same thing with quarterly as well. So the due date of whatever the quarterly subscription is, like I think my phone bill is due on like the 17th, and it's $120 per 3 months. So it's essentially $40 a month. So I set aside $40 a month. So when the 3-month hits, I have my $120 to pay for my phone bill. This is January, February, March, April, May. I'm debating on what washi tape I'm going to use for that. We have June, July, August, September, October, November, December, and then this is going to be my self-care and cleaning tracker, so what days I want to get chores done on what. And again, dates come from Sadie Stickers. And then my weekly pages, and then we have our daily to-do pages. We have our collection pages. And then our back stickers. And then our back cover. All right, so that is my passport planner for 2026 all set up. I hope you enjoy it. I'm going to try to do plan with me's for the months and for the weeklies. I don't know how long they'll be because it is rather small. But if you'd like to see that, please let me know. yeah, so this is my 2026 planner. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. And hope it gave you some good ideas for your setups. I know it's pretty minimal. I'm just more of a minimal setup person, especially for something I'll be carrying in my purse. So that's what we're going to be using that for. So anyway, I love you guys so much. I hope you enjoyed this video. Have a fantastic day. And remember that I am so incredibly proud of you. Talk to you later. Bye.